Hi everybody, I'm Jaime K, and on today's episode of Save the Kales, we're gonna go out to the farm at Rodale Institute. We come back to the kitchen and talk to a local fitness and nutrition expert, and then we make two great dishes for the holidays, including a stuffed squash, but right now we're gonna get started on a roasted Brussels sprout dish. 2 years ago, I put a recipe on my blog for Brussels sprouts. It was so easy, and it's still one of the most Googled recipes that get people to my blog to this day. So I just thought I'd make a little variation on it and share it with you guys today so you have this great easy recipe for the holidays. So it is actually a roasted Brussels sprouts recipe. And I like this because it makes them a little sweet. It takes these Brussels sprouts, which are usually like really bitter, and brings a little sweetness to them by using a Dijon agave glaze. So we're gonna start with about 3 cups of Brussels sprouts and just cut them in half. And I like these smaller ones. They sell some that are really big. Sometimes you'll find them at the store, but they don't taste very good. They just taste like the stem. So find these little ones and just cut them straight down the middle, right through their little stems at the bottom, so you can see that it holds all of the leaves together. Okay, so do that, and you're gonna end up with about 3 or 4 cups worth at the end. The oven is set to preheat at 350 degrees. So now we're gonna put those Brussels sprouts in a bowl and just add about a tablespoon of olive oil, just enough to lightly coat them. And we're going to roast them for about 20 minutes. All right, and while these are roasting, we're gonna get started on the next part of the dish. Okay, Brussels sprouts are roasting, and now we are going to cut open this pomegranate. And these things are so cool, and they're kind of a little bit of work to get all the good stuff out, but it's worth it. So they come like this. You're gonna wanna make sure you cut them in half this way. So when they open, you get to see all those juicy seeds on the inside. And just a heads up, these are kind of like red beets where they may stain whatever you are working with pink for a little while, including your hands. So don't wear a very nice shirt. Now, let me bring this bowl of water over here, because it's actually easier if you get the seeds out using a big bowl of water, and that's for a couple of reasons. First of all, it helps keep that juice under control, so you're not just getting like dark red juice all over everything, but also this like pithy part of the pomegranate floats and the seeds sink to the bottom. So it's a lot easier. You can just kind of strain the seeds out at the end. And what we're doing is trying to pull these little seeds that kind of look like rubies or something, they're just so neat, to pull them away from this part. And as I said, this part floats, which you can see right there. So the seeds sink, and the part that we don't want floats, so we can pull it out. So actually put your pomegranate half under the water, and you can just start working it apart. So our Brussels sprouts are just about ready to come out of the oven. We want to take them out after about 20 minutes when they've started to turn just slightly golden brown. And right now we're going to make an agave Dijon sauce to put on top. So take about 2 tablespoons of agave nectar and about 1.5 of a Dijon mustard. And this is so easy, and this kind of mimics like a honey mustard, but we're using agave nectar instead. And just take a brush and whisk everything around in a bowl. Okay, now let me grab those Brussels sprouts, and we are just gonna brush this on top. All right, leave the oven on, because when we do this, they're going right back in. So just brush some of that on top, and we're not trying to like saturate them, we're just trying to get, just a little bit all over. And this also makes them like caramelize really nice too, and they get like a really deep, rich flavor that's still a little bit sweet, of course, but if you're somebody who thinks you don't like Brussels sprouts, just try them this way just one time. I'm telling you, it's so good. Okay, Now put these back in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes and they're gonna start to get really brown and crispy. So after another 15 minutes in the oven, this is what your Brussels sprouts are going to look like. And you can see they get a little crispy and a little caramely, and they're so good just like this. But we can add some of those pomegranate seeds in, and that'll give it a little burst of color and flavor and texture. And then I also have some toasted almond slices. And now we'll mix everything together. And I have to say, this looks nice for the holidays. It's like Christmas colors, red and green. Okay guys, we are done, so just go ahead and serve this warm, and you can add all those extra ingredients right before serving, and you have yourself a really tasty Whole Foods holiday dish.